What's your idea around the universe and how it came to be? Like you believe we exist, right?
Do I believe that we exist?
Yeah, we exist for sure.
We're not in simulation right now.
Yeah, like we're alive, like we exist. Me and you are humans, right?
I think that you and I have the ability to experience perception. I don't know that that necessarily proves anything.
Yeah, so you perceive that we're in existence, right?
Yeah, I perceive that we have perspective, but that doesn't necessarily mean that what we're seeing in front of us is actual reality.
So do you also perceive that the universe is in existence?
No, I'm saying that our ideas and thoughts around this, I mean, we could totally be in simulation right now.
No, it's no problem. It could be, but I'm saying like how me and you live our daily life. We believe that we're on Earth, right? We believe that we're in existence.
For lack of better understanding of existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question to you then would be, what's your belief or your idea around how this universe came to be?
It's completely unknowable, and that's fine. I mean,
you think it's unknowable?
Absolutely.
So how did you come to be?
Like okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going back to ultimate cause. I get you.
But my point is that we see around us. I know what you're saying. Like you're saying there could be a possibility we're in a game, or I know what you're saying, but I'm saying like our perception is that no, we're living our life. We're in existence. We breathe. We're humans. We're on Earth. There's a universe. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you that us humans, we came from our parents. Like we know where we came from. We're not here forever.
Right.
We didn't create ourselves.
And if you trace that cause bax to the ultimate cause, then that's what you call God.
Exactly. That's one argument for God's existence. Like if we agree that everything in existence basically came into existence, then because you're familiar with the argument that there must be an ultimate cause.
Yeah, but no, there must not.
So what's your contention on that? Why do you think there can't be an ultimate cause?
Because how often in your daily life are you thrown into a tailspin because of something that had nothing to do with you? That caught, like, I mean, we're sitting here questioning.
But how do you know it had nothing to do with you?
What? Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because it's perception. You know what I mean?
What's up, Brian?
Assalamu alaikum. What's up, bro? You know Brian?
I know Brian.
This is my friend too.
Yeah,
we're just having a conversation.
I'm getting interviewed.
Yeah.
Job or what?
Okay, well,
They saw your Instagram post.
which one? The one today?
Yeah.
So you have Muslim friends?
Yeah.
Nice,
I got friends. I mean, I'm like, I don't think that my approach to any kind of friendship with anybody has anything to do with their ideology.
For sure.
Try to stay away.
Let me tell you like what we believe, just so you so you can understand what we believe.
Sure.
We say that this universe was once not in existence and it came into existence, just like how everything else in the world did. And the reason why there can be something in existence is because there was something prior to it which mustn't or cannot have an existence. Because if you were to say, okay, well, if you believe in something before that caused the universe, what created that thing? And what created that thing? And what created that thing? That would be this
is what we call the ultimate cause.
Yeah, no, but the reason why that can't happen is because that would be an infinite regress of causes, which would be impossible. Like imagine if I were to tell you, okay, I want to punch you, but before I punch you, I need to ask permission from the guy behind me.
Sure.
And before he can give me permission, he needs to ask the guy behind me, him. So will I ever punch you?
Until you get back to the ultimate.
But it goes forever. No, I'm saying if there weren't an ultimate cause, if some people say, who created God?
Right.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So if he were to ask the guy behind him and he were to ask the guy behind him ad infinitum.
But there's a supposition that you're making right now that is for the existence of God that I never subscribe to.
What is? No, I'm saying what we believe, the reason why we do believe there is a independent and ultimate uncreated cause is because if that cause were created, then we would have this issue of infinite regress.
Sure.
Do you understand?
Sure. Yeah.
Like just my example before, if he had to ask permission ad infinitum, they had to ask permission, I would never be able to punch you.
Sure.
That's why if there was an infinite regress of causes, like who created God? There's a God has his God has his God. We would never be in existence now. But that's why as Muslims, we say that there is one cause.
See, you're calling this.
Yeah.
You're calling this without like. You
don't have to call it God. You could call it the independent. You can call it the first cause. You can call it whatever.
Right.
But if you agree that that makes sense. As Muslims, that thing is what we call God.
Right.
That's our idea of God.
That's totally fine for you to believe in. I think that everybody's trying to find their way forward, and as long as they're not imposing their beliefs on anybody else, that's the best way to go.
But do you agree with that idea, or like you said you don't agree? But I want to understand why you don't agree with that.
I don't hold it against you that you.
No, I just want to understand. It's not anything like personal.
No, and I understand that it's not personal. I'm saying that I don't think that there is a reason for us to even have. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think just for the sake of better understanding people around us and understanding their mythologies, like it's a totally good way to understand more about a human being, to find out what their belief system is and the reason why they believe the things that they do.
But why do you call it mythology? Because
that's what it is.
But why exactly? Like what I explained. How is that mythology?
Because it's an ideology that has different figureheads and moments that you have brought up as a tenet of faith.
No, I'm saying like the idea that there must be a independent source. How is that mythology?
I'm saying that it's mythology because there's no way of knowing that.
Why not? That's why I asked you. You said you disagree. I want to understand why you disagree.
I disagree because there is no way to prove that. But like we can keep talking back and back and back at speculation.
No, but you say that. But like, what? I want to understand why you say this doesn't make sense. What's your?
I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm saying it's a great interpretation of the way that we live.
No, but you said it's mythology. That means you say like it's not true.
I'm saying it's mythology because everything that you add to those ideas, especially like when you have this idea of an ultimate cause, everything that comes out around that, especially heroic figures and prophets and mythological basis for different supernatural causes and effects, that is mythology.
Well, why?
Because that's the definition of mythology.
No, but like for the example of how I said that there must be an independent cause. You're saying it's mythology. You're saying I don't agree with it. It's not true, right?
I'm saying that all the tenets ascribed to it post your.
But I haven't got to any tenets yet. Because you said that you don't believe in a creator. Like I wanted to establish that first.
I'm not saying that I don't believe in a creator. I'm saying it's unknowable.
But do you believe or no?
I'm saying it's unknowable, and therefore I can't believe.
Yeah, but this idea that there. Like I post to you why there must be an independent source.
Right. And
you said it's mythology, but I didn't understand why you said that. Do you know what I mean?
I'm saying that there are multiple mythologies around the idea of this ultimate cause. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're Muslim or Jew or Christian.
I know what you're saying, but the idea that there is an independent cause, do you agree with that or disagree?
I disagree with that.
Why?
Because it's unknowable.
No, but it is knowable through the realm of logic.
Yeah, but see, this is where Christians and Muslims will definitely agree that there is a that God himself is unknowable, and therefore anything that you ascribe to God is unknowable. No,
we don't say that. The Christians say that. The Christians say, we say, what is the Trinity? They say it's a mystery.
The Trinity isn't a mystery.
No, the Christians say that. When you probe them into how it doesn't make sense, they say it's a mystery. We can't fully understand God with our brains. No, we say we can never fully understand God and his full nature, of course, but we can understand what God reveals. For example, saying that God can never die. We can understand that.
Do you think God can never die?
As Muslims, yes, because by definition, God is ever living. By definition, it would be saying like, can this circle be a square?
God is an entity.
Allah in Islam, Allah means the God, the creator, like how I explained earlier, the independent source.
And that entity can never die.
Of course, because by definition,
where is that entity?
By definition, that entity, by definition, can never die. By definition, it is independent.
Okay. Independent of what and where?
Independent of everything, of time and space and every creation. So that's why in the beginning.
So outside of our knowable realm of time and space,
yes,
there is an entity that can never die.
It's not
definition.
Yeah, it's not even.
Definition, it can never die.
Yeah, God can never die. Yeah.
Okay. If it is outside of our realm of understanding of time and space, of everything that we know,
yes,
physical, tangible reality,
yes,
and you can say that it can never die, then how can you say that? Like, is it beyond God's power to die?
It's not about.
It's beyond his power to die.
It's the same question when the atheist says, "Can God create a rock so heavy he can't lift?" You're familiar with that question?
Sure. Yeah.
The question itself is flawed.
Why?
Because there's a standard for if a question is correct or not.
Okay.
One of the standards is that there cannot be internal contradictions. So, for example, when you say, can for example, for
You
example,
understand that I'm saying that your definition has internal contradictions.
no, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Undying.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Means living, and living supposes
Mm.
in our reality, because that's what we know of living.
Yeah.
So you are telling me that there is a living being somewhere, who knows where, and that being can never die.
Yeah. The reason why the question is flawed is because I'll tell you why. What if I asked you, how many times does the cow fly? Answer me.
How many times does a cow fly?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on if you're launching it or not.
Or what time does the cow fly?
As soon as I put him in a rocket launcher.
What time does the cow grow wings and fly?
It depends on if we genetically modify him to grow wings. I'm saying, like,
But you're understanding my point.
But I'm saying
because
you're understanding my point.
No,
right?
no. But I know what you're saying, bro.
There's
But I'm saying,
a way
like,
to modify it.
No, but the question.
Where it fits your
But check
perception
out.
of
But check out
reality.
this question. When they say, "Can God create a rock so heavy he can't lift?"
Sure.
It goes like the question is wrong because why?
Because you're supposing that God exists.
No. I mean, yeah, of course. Also,
the question is wrong because you're supposing that God exists.
Also, God is all powerful.
Okay.
Do you understand? So they're saying in the question,
Yeah.
can he not lift something, but can he create it? It's negating one of his definitions.
Right, but
You see what I mean? That's why it's contradictory
it's contradictory because
to our definition, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why you went to theology. I wanted to establish if there's an independent source first. Do you understand?
And I don't think that there is a way to even establish that.
Do you take deduction as proof?
That is an interesting question, because I think that is something more where, because deduction isn't always proof either.
No, I'm saying I'm asking you, do you take it as proof?
Do I use deduction to prove that,
Yeah.
Do I use deduction to inform my perspective? Sure.
Yeah. Like, for example, can you come to truths in the mind without the real world, like without science?
I don't think you can come to truths at all.
What about 1 + 1? Is that 2?
It depends on what we're adding.
No, 1 + 1, is that 2?
It depends on what you're adding.
No, the figure 1 in mathematics, when there's 1 plus 1 equals 2, the mathematical formula. Is that true?
$1 plus 1 penny too?
No, but do you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the realm of mathematics.
I'm saying you
when
can
there's
literally redefine anything.
No, but
forever.
Let me define what I'm saying.
Sure.
1 unit plus 1 unit equals 2 units.
I think that really depends on what those units are.
Okay, $1 plus $1 is $2.
That is debatable, because how much is $1 today versus tomorrow?
No, I'm talking about right now.
Right now.
Yes, $1 today plus $1 today equals $2 today.
That really depends on what part of the day we're in, and it depends on the stock market, and it depends on depreciation. Because
No, now I'm talking about this second, literally.
Yeah, but this is where calculus comes in, because we're talking about rates of change.
What are you talking about, bro?
We're literally talking about rates of change. When you're talking about the difference between
all right, no problem. 1 human plus 1 human equals 2 humans.
That actually depends on what you call a human. That depends on what we're talking about, because am I a full human?
Do you believe in any objective truth?
I don't necessarily.
Not at all.
No, I don't think that objective truth is real. I think that we survive. By allowing our perspective to operate within our perspective of objective truth. But I don't think there's such a thing as objective truth. I think,
really?
Yeah, absolutely.
But we don't live our lives like that. You don't live your life like that day to day.
No, I live my life within subjective truth.
So, do you believe that if you drank this, you're drinking this liquid because you know that you won't die from it? If you were to know that you will die from it, would you drink it?
This is what we're talking about. Because then what's in the liquid?
No, yeah, but you didn't even think about it before you drank it. You didn't think, would I die from it?
Well, now I will.
But no, but I'm saying we live our lives using some type of reason. No.
Subjective truth.
No, we use reasoning, probability throughout our day without thinking it. But we don't apply it to the bigger questions in life.
If I drink this and I died because of this, and I didn't understand that there was poison or something that was going to kill me within it, I would still be using my subjective truth drinking it, because I didn't know what was out there.
Okay, if there were poison in here, is that objectively true that I put poison in there?
No.
How is that not true?
Because there's literally not poison.
No, I said if I put poison now.
If you put poison in here now,
would that be objectively true? Yes.
Who knows, man? Who knows if it would actually be poison? Would you do that? Is that the kind of character you have?
Oh my God. So we can never come to a conclusion with you. No, oh my gosh.
No. That's literally what I'm saying, man. Nothing is knowable. And the fact that we even squirrel away our lives trying to know just means you're wasting your time. And I don't mean that. And I'm not trying to be offensive
No, bro,
about your
no.
religion or like the tenets of your faith or anything like that. I just
Yeah.
think that these debates
Yeah.
and these kind of interviews,
Yeah. Conversation.
sure,
Yeah.
conversations. I think that they have a tendency to do more harm than good, especially if somebody does. I mean, I don't think that you're doing a bad thing, but I have dealt with people
Different
in the
people,
past that are much more belligerent than you are.
Yeah.
And thank you for being patient with me,
Thank
because
you,
I'm a big time bullshitter.
You're good,
and
bro.
it's like this is what I do.
Before we leave, I want to ask you this: what do you think would happen when we die? What do you believe?
I fully believe that all of the atoms that make up my body are going to go right into the ground where I'm buried, or if I'm burned or cremated or whatever, and all those atoms will go on to create more atoms and more compounds and be used by the world around us and forever. That is what I think.
Okay. We have Quran. Would you like a Quran as a gift from me to you?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate the conversation, bro. So, and Brian, just know, bro, Islam is not like Christianity.
No, I know.
Because there's some people that some people have like a bad past with Christianity, and they assume all the world's religions are like this.
No. That's not where I'm coming from. I've actually spent a lot of time with a lot of friends of different faiths.
There you go, my friend. This is good.
And I think that is actually why. I think that's actually why over time I've come to realize that like we're all just trying to find
what you believe in now. Yeah,
we're all just trying to find some solace.
Yeah,
and I think that the only thing that is like maybe objectively true, it's still my own subjective opinion,
which is, let's see if we can get a truth from you. Yeah,
being good.
Yeah.
And being as good as possible and taking care of the people around you is all that matters.
Good.
That's it.
But what's your definition of good?
It is subjective. It's 100% subjective.
That's why we say only an independent source can define good and morality in general. And before,
then that abdicates personal responsibility.
Of course. Yeah, I mean, no. What do you mean abdicates? I mean, it takes away personal.
Yeah.
No, it's quite the opposite. Like if you were to agree that there's objective morality, then it would put 100%.
I don't agree that.
No. I'm saying if you were, then it would put 100% responsibility on us to do good and stay away from bad.
Sure.
And before you leave,
I still think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's.
But you just said everything is subjective. That's why.
Yeah, and I think that's true from a subjective standpoint.
But
I think that.
But if you say killing is bad, Brian, the other person can say killing is good. No, but I'm saying the other person can. I'm saying if you do, the other person can say his same subjective weight can say it's good.
Right. Is killing bad?
No, but if you have a subjective
This is
in Islam,
is killing ever acceptable?
In Islam,
yes.
In Islam, because we believe we have the objective morality.
Yes.
Killing is in context. So, for example, if it's in self-defense, then it's not bad. It's allowed.
Right.
If it's to an innocent person, of course, it's bad. Allah says in the Quran, if you were to kill one person, it's as if you killed the whole humanity unjustly. And if you were to save one person, it's as if you saved the whole humanity.
Okay.
And I want to give you Islam in a nutshell. We say that there's only one creator, whether you want to call it God or the independent source of the creator. This creator sent messengers and prophets over time. All of the prophets, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to teach people how to live their lives, this morality that we're talking about. Okay. And eventually, God will judge between us on how we lived our lives. If we were good or bad, like how you said earlier. Did we treat people good? Did we give charity? Did we not hurt people? Did we not kill people? Did we help each other for, opening up lunch boxes?
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
But my thing
and that's what Islam is, Brian, in a nutshell.
And you know what? I really appreciate your perspective on that.
Yeah.
But I think that the idea of being morally judged and using fear as a motivator is...
We don't use fear as a motivator.
Well, then why are you worried about being judged?
Because in the Islamic paradigm, there's 3 reasons why someone listens to God in Islam. The first person listens to God is because he knows God is worthy of being listened to, because he knows he's the ultimate cause and he's the ultimate source of everything. Okay. That's the first person. The second person listens to God because he wants God's reward that Allah promises. If you do good, you stay away from bad, Allah will give you something called paradise. And there's a third person that does what God says because he's scared of a punishment. If God says if you kill a mom unjustly, if you steal unjustly, if you steal people's land unjustly, Allah will punish you. So he doesn't do that because he's scared that there might be a punishment. And those are three different people that are motivated in three different ways. So
Sure.
you don't only have the fear. No,
No,
you can also do it because you love Allah or
Sure.
you love the reward.
Sure. Can you imagine a world in which you didn't need that outside motivation?
Never.
You can't?
No,
You
because
can't imagine
because
somebody being a good person for the sake of being a good person?
I'll tell you why. Because just how you said earlier,
Right.
good is subjective without God. So
Yeah.
you and not you specifically, but a person in Hitler, and they might be the opposite, but because they're on subjective truths, no one is right or wrong.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
And that's why we need God in order to define morality.
I think
That's only one reason, by the way, we need God.
I think that
And there's only one God, bro.
morality-
Not like a Trinity or any type of thing from the past.
no. I
Yeah.
think that morality, the idea of morality, is where we're going to come into some issues here, because morality itself is subjective, because morality shifts with time.
On this paradigm, yes.
Yeah.
Without God, yeah.
The social mores that are acceptable within, oh man, that dude is mad.
Oh.
We just threw a bunch of stuff into that box.
Okay.
Anyway, no,
I appreciate, bro. You're
Sure,
very
yeah.
kind. You're very kind.
I think that the social mores and the social conventions under which we live now,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let this guy go by real quick. I think that the age in which we live
Yes.
is, I don't think that it's at odds with any particular like monotheistic religion.
Which age are you talking about specifically?
I'm talking about the time period from
Where we are
this
now?
second to next second. But I do think
Okay.
that using that as motivation to be a good person takes away from the actual subjectivity of your own responsibility to be a good person.
Subjectivity.
I think that your subjective ability to decide between right and wrong based on whether you're hurting or helping people is enough.
I think
and
you're.
we don't need outside motivation for that.
I think you're using the word subjective, and you mean free will. Is that what you mean?
No, I'm saying that my interpretation of what is good and evil is just as valid as anyone else's, regardless.
But
of
it's
if
subjective.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I agree.
Yeah.
But that's why if you say killing is wrong, that holds no weight. With all due respect.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
But you see what I mean, that like holding that because you were told that killing is wrong is just as bad. Like you can't decide that killing is wrong by seeing that you're hurting somebody.
No, I can. But
Right.
what about Hitler, for example?
What about Hitler?
Or any evil person in history? He that would have thought killing is right.
Do you think that they thought that killing was right, or do you
No,
think that they were exercising motivation and control over a populace to keep themselves in
What
power?
about the murderer that enjoys killing?
Do you think that person thinks that what they're doing is wrong?
Yeah, no. I'm saying they don't.
Do you think that what they think they're doing is right?
They believe it's right. Why? Because it makes them happy. So in their
do you think that they think that they're doing right? Because
it depends on what you mean by rights.
Well, then let me ask you then.
Yeah, it depends on what you mean by right.
Let me ask you. Someone who is broke, lives in a small town, signs up for the army.
Yeah.
Signs up for the army because they know that they're going to get a free education out of it. They go to a country where there's a bunch of people that practice a different religion than them.
Yeah.
And they're otherized entirely by their subjective view of reality growing up. And they're told that killing those people is what they need to do to move their country forward.
Yes.
And they use that jingoistic nationalism to propel themselves forward.
Yeah.
And
terrible.
then they come back home. Yeah, that's awful, right?
Yeah, it's
that's awful. That's awful. Do you think that person is doing right subjectively?
I mean, on that specific example, that's why I asked you, what do you mean by right? Because you keep saying, is he doing right?
I'm asking you what
I'm
asking you what you
in
think
Islam.
is right.
In Islam,
yeah.
Everything right and wrong, good or bad, is ultimately decided by Allah, by God Almighty, the independent source. So when you ask me about a person that is not Muslim, whatever he does, right or wrong, I'm telling you that's right or wrong it's on a subjective framework.
Are you saying that everything that a Muslim person does is right?
No, I didn't say that at all.
No, but
I'm saying I said right or wrong.
So you're saying just their metric for right and wrong is different because
it's objective.
Because they are subject to a different moral code. Say that? Is that fine?
A different, of course it is.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's different. That's why I'm telling you, objective morality can only come from the independent source. Anything besides that, whether you're talking about utilitarianism, or whether you're talking about the harm principle, whether you're talking about any of these man-made moral codes and ethics, they're all subjective. Why? Because they were ultimately created by a man.
I don't think so, man. I don't.
What's
think,
objective morality then?
I don't believe that objective reality.
There you go. Then we agree.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think that you
By
can say,
man-made. Yes.
Yeah. No, I don't. I think that nature has had its own way of evening shit out forever, man. I mean, like, look at the fact that, like, dude, there are seed pods that don't open until a forest burns down.
Yeah,
you know, it's like there we go.
No, it is. It's incredible. You know what's even more incredible, bro? They found out, they discovered DNA and how it's formulated. I think in the 50s, maybe about 50 years ago or 60 years ago. The way DNA is coded is similar to how a computer code is programmed.
Okay.
Imagine if you were to believe that there was no intelligence or any type of independent source. How can this intelligence rise from unintelligence?
That's you can't call what DNA does intelligence.
No,
it's not intelligence.
If you were to ask a DNA professor, if you were to ask a doctor that studies DNA every day, is this intelligent? 100% he'll tell you this is intelligence.
They absolutely will not.
Why not?
Because I'm in a class right now.
Do you not think that the way genetics is formulated is
intelligence? It's absolutely not.
It's just random.
It's not. It's chemistry.
Okay, what is chemistry?
Chemistry is, dude, like from where we're talking about.
Biology. It's a biology, actually, yeah.
Well, we're talking about the chemistry of biology. Like, biology is based on chemistry. Chemistry is based on calculus. I mean, we're talking about, like, breaking everything down into a source that came previously, right? I mean, you're talking about the same thing with religion.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what would better define all these different, the pod opening up after a forest fire, the DNA, how humans are created, all of our intricate details. What's a better explanation, unintelligence or intelligence?
See, that is that's a default to simplicity.
No, I'm just asking you I'm just asking you a question. I'm not putting you on a spot. I'm just asking you, like, what do you think would make more sense?
You're asking me what makes more sense when we have 4.3 billion years of evolution to back up the fact that the things that survive are those that are most adapted to their environment, and the things that don't survive don't.
But is that random or is that by design?
It's absolutely random. 100% random.
How?
Is there a possibility that it was set in motion by something previously? Sure, there's also a possibility that we are the product of an alien species that came here and impregnated Earth. I mean, there's a possibility that Earth itself got started.
But you would never believe. But you would never believe any of that because you don't believe in objective truths, like how you said earlier.
I'm saying that this is an opinion.
Yeah.
There is a possibility, and this is what scientific theory is based on. There's a possibility that life developed around, like, heat sinks underneath the ocean. And it was hot enough for, like, random biomolecules to get together.
So the universe, in your belief, how did it come about?
I mean, as of right now.
Yeah, and no, your personal belief right now. Yeah.
My personal belief right now. I mean, there's a default to the Big Bang.
Okay.
I think that I am not an astrophysicist, and I don't have the background enough to be able to answer that.
Do you agree that the universe came about? It's not eternal.
I believe that our perspective of reality and the fact that we're sitting here having a conversation right now is contingent on the fact that there is
a universe,
some dimension of some reality that we exist within. Whether or not that reality is in alignment with some ultimate creator is subjective. And it comes down to the two of us having a conversation right now and being respectful enough to have this conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
But also understanding that, like, hey, man, like, it's simple enough to believe in elves and fairies and goblins.
But the universe. But do you believe it came about? It came about. It's not eternal.
I'm saying that our perspective right now.
Yes. Your perspective. Yes. What do you believe?
I'm saying that perspective is informed by conversation that we're having.
I understand what you're saying, but the belief. What do you believe?
That's what I believe.
Yes or no?
I'm saying that our perspective and our perception of reality
is that it came about.
Is right here in whatever dimension this is.
So did the universe come about or no?
Are you a brain in a vat?
Is it what?
Are you a brain in a vat?
What do you mean? Brain event?
I'm saying like there's a possibility that everything around us isn't real. This is a programming inside of a simulation.
Oh
I'm
my
saying,
gosh.
you can deny it all you want, but there is a real perspective problem that's happening right now. Because look at how far we're going when it comes to the science of technology and the advancements that we have with virtual reality. Like we could be living in virtual reality right now. We could already be living inside of a program simulation. And this is...
But you wouldn't even believe that if you were in there because you don't even believe in objective truths.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we could literally...
So how do you arrive to truth?
It's actually more likely that we're in a simulation than we are in any kind of objective reality.
On what paradigm?
Because...
On what proof?
Because if a simulation were to exist, because we can think it up, just like God, we can think up a God. If it were to exist, there is more likelihood that we would exist within it than there is that we would exist outside of it.
Very interesting perspectives, man. That's a first. I appreciate your conversation, though, and you can come back anytime, bro.
Once again, I'm a huge bullshitter, man. I'm gonna go.
Give the Quran a read, though.